All right, everybody, welcome to the JK Theory. Here we touch on every topic. Nothing is left untouched, no stone is left unturned, and we don't sugarcoat. We give you our theories, our facts, our facts, and our opinions on stuff, whether you like it or not. So here we go. Before we begin, I'm Jay,
I'm Kay.
and this is the JK Theory. So on today's episode, we kind of got some random questions. They do coincide with each other, but we figured it's Halloween, it's October time. We might, or should I say, it's October, it's Halloween time. Should we touch base on a few things? So we're gonna kick it off on no particular order. I just got some random questions. So we'll start it off with: do you believe in ghosts? Okay, I'm gonna shoot it to you first.
Yes. Yes, I do. I definitely believe in ghosts. I definitely think that there is some type of things that roam around the earth at times. And, so yeah, I definitely believe in ghosts.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna say yes. I do believe in ghosts. Um, it's almost to a limit.
Hmm.
It's something like I do believe that when you do pass, your spirit does roam a little bit, and then it goes to where it needs to be.
Hmm.
Um, but to say that a place is haunted, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that. It's almost like the whole thing. Like, do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, not really.
Right. So with me, it's like I don't believe in aliens, but I believe in UFOs. And I know it's weird because it's like I would believe more in spaceships
Hmm.
than little green men walking. You know what I mean? But they both go together.
Right. Yeah.
If you believe in, oh my God, I just saw the spacecraft, bro, somebody's got to be manning it, right? There's got to
Yeah.
be an
Exactly.
alien in it. So I've had my encounter with the spaceship when I was a kid. I thought I saw something, and I didn't know what it was at the time. I was just a little kid. And it wasn't until later I was like, oh crap, I think I saw a spaceship. So I think YouTube, I think I saw a spaceship. So don't yeah, come after me. Um with ghosts, I do feel that, like if you have a loved one that's passed away or somebody that's close to you, they do tend to reach out.
Hmm.
Um, but as far as lingering, I don't know. It's hard just because of where I live, especially where I live now in the state of Pennsylvania, there's so much bloodshed in the state. Lots of wars have happened, and you would think those locations would be heavily haunted, and you go there and you don't do a damn thing. You don't see anything. But maybe it's not meant for you to see.
I work. I've worked in a lot of nursing homes, and working in nursing homes, a lot of people have passed on, and I kind of do feel like sometimes they spirit don't necessarily roam out very quickly. And I do know a lot of them that have passed always tell me one thing that I always remember they all saying to me. Well, a lot of them saying to me is that they started to see members of their family that have passed.
Oh wow.
They so many have told me that, like, they'll start talking to their mother or their husband or their brother and so forth and so forth. And I was like, you look it up and you're like, these people have been gone for so and so years, but it's not a coincidence that so many people tell me that. So I have to believe, like, okay, something has to be going on, because if it's just one person, you like, okay, whatever. But if
Yeah.
multiple people tell you this and it's always right before they pass, I kind of tend to believe it.
It has
So
to be more than just a coincidence.
yeah, exactly.
So I got a question for you because I've seen it in interviews, but I've also been told as well.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of the same thing where, oh my gosh, I see, for example, oh, I see my brother,
Hmm.
and oh, he looks so good. He looks so
Yeah.
healthy. He's got a head full of hair. He looks strong. Do you do you hear that too? Like it's like you I see a loved one and it's like the best version of the loved one.
I don't remember them going into detail about, but they talk to them like they're present. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
wow.
they know what this person looks like. Like they know exactly who this person is. So it has to be a better version of them because they know exactly who they're talking to.
Mm,
So I'm guessing so. If I had to take an educated guess, I would guess that they are seeing this person in a healthier state than what they left. So yeah, I do believe that more than likely they are looking like their normal self when they see these people.
gotcha, gotcha. So we killed two questions in that. Damn, no pun intended. We killed two questions in that same one. So, do we believe in ghosts and in an afterlife? And I mean, yeah, there's got to be an afterlife if you believe in ghosts, right?
Right, yes.
So, switching rules here. Can demons or evil spirits possess humans or objects?
I'm going to this is going to be weird for me because I'm not the conspiracy theory person, but in all honesty, I do feel like there are demons that can possess people. I really do. And I'm going to give you an example on myself. There was a time where I was at work and I was talking to this lady, and we were talking about, I think we were talking about Chris Brown and Rihanna, to be honest with you. I think that was the conversation we was having.
Gotcha.
And talking about, I hate, domestic violence for me is a big ass no, you know.
Right.
Didn't care about his age at the time or whatever. Uh but we were talking about something, and she said something, and it felt like something took over me.
Mm,
And she was like, "You got this look in your eyes." It was like, she was like, "I never seen you like that before." It's like an evil, demented thing. And at that moment, I felt like something. I didn't feel like me. You know what I mean? Like the stuff I was saying is something I normally wouldn't say. It was very different. And I think sometimes when we let our emotions get the best of us, sometimes I think it's easier for something to take over us. Now I don't know if it's a
right.
spirit type thing or what it is, but I do feel like at that moment I wasn't me. And it was something that percolated in my head that was kind of like more demented, more evil, more, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, I do think spirits can take over you for a bit of time if you let it.
Okay. So, question for you: when that occurred,
Hmm.
did you realize it at the moment, or was it after the fact?
It was after the fact.
Oh wow.
It was after the fact. Yeah, during
So
that
you
moment.
almost had to like replay the situations, like, oh, I did this. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it made me think like, wait a minute. Oh shit, that actually did come out of my mouth, and I did like I didn't feel like me at that moment. Like, I mean, after the fact that it was
yeah.
just like, damn, that wasn't me at all. So I guess that for a split second, I can see how certain, how they talk about evil people in the world and
Hmm.
how they possess and all this other stuff. I guess I could see after that happened how that could happen, but it was only for like a few minutes. And even in that few minutes, it was just like, damn, what the fuck happened? You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like,
Can you recall what broke it or what snapped out of it? Like, did you like say a prayer? Did you touch something? Did you drink a cup of water? Like, did something snap, like break that spell or whatever?
I just, I don't know. I just stopped for a second and just kind of shook and was like, okay, type thing. Like, that was different. You know what I mean? Like, it was like okay, that was weird. And thank God I've never really felt like that after that.
Right.
But I know at that very moment, even she was like, "You look different." She was
Mm,
like, "You didn't look like you." She was like, "It was something in your eyes that was totally different than what you normally look like."
gotcha.
So yeah, I definitely believe in that can happen.
Okay. So just so the people know, I mean, a little bit of my background. You know, I'm Puerto Rican, and there's a lot of stuff that happens within the culture,
Hmm.
and I've seen stuff. Um, I've experienced stuff like with my own eyes, like I've seen it. Um, I might have to download a few thoughts from what you just said because I want to say I felt that myself a few times, but I kind of want to replay that in my head and get come to my own
Hmm.
conclusions. But mine was while it was happening.
Mm.
Like I got into a major argument, huge argument, and while it's happening, I'm listening to myself say these words, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
like two people in my head. I'm gonna sound like a nut, but it's like two people in my head conversing with each other. One's telling me say this, the other one's telling me stop. It's like good and evil talking to me. And it was so easy to say the evil things.
Right. Yeah.
It was so easy. And it wasn't until after the fact that I was like, damn, I messed up. Like I
Yeah.
should not have said what I said. Like I was just like, holy cow. But what was scary is it was how simple and how good it felt to say the
Hmm.
bad things,
Yeah.
knowing damn well I should have just shut up. You know what I mean? It was weird. And as far as like seeing things, like I've seen people be possessed, or I've seen people go through something that I know damn well it ain't them.
Right. Yep.
So it is scary. So with that, can an object be possessed? I'm like 50-50. Like if you were to ask me, like somebody off the street, hey, do you believe in this? I'm like, no, I don't think a thing could be possessed.
Right.
However, I know of things called spirit boxes, and I know of things that can be cursed. I know jewelry can be cursed. Um, I actually found a ring when I want to say I was 14, 15. I found a ring on the street and I wore the ring, and it was like an all silver ring, nice chunky ring. And I was just shocked that I found it. The thing came out of nowhere. And I found the ring, and that night I had nightmares. The
Mm.
very next day, I want to say I was living in New Jersey. The very next day, my family from Milwaukee came to visit. And when they came to visit, my cousin went into my mom's room. And as soon as you go in the room, she's got this big bureau with the mirror and stuff.
Mm.
And she saw like skulls in the mirror.
Mm.
And she freaked out. And I don't get sick. Like, I'm not the type of person that gets sick. I get sick maybe once a year,
Right.
twice a year, and it's like 3 days and that's it. You know, I'm good. And I got sick, like really sick that day. And my mom saw the ring and she's like, "Where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I found it." She goes, "No, take it off. Take it off. Take it off." She's like, "Matter of fact, go outside and just roof it." So, roof is when you just toss it in somebody's roof, just like get rid of it, never pick it up again. And I did that. And I want to say after about maybe 2, 3 hours, I felt normal again, like totally fine.
Mhm.
Now, the ring, and I didn't say this in the beginning, but the ring had a skull on it. And when my cousin was explaining what she saw, it was the same design of skull that I had. And she didn't see that ring. She hasn't
Wow.
seen me at that point. Yeah. So you ever find jewelry on the street, don't pick that shit. Like leave that there. So can objects be possessed? Yes, I highly believe it. So how about you? Do you think, I mean, it's weird because when you say can an object be possessed, like the
Right.
first thing that comes to mind is the dude in your shirt, Chucky. So it's like, I don't know about that. But What do you think? Do you think things can actually be possessed?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of on the 50-50 type thing. Because I remember working, I'm gonna go back to the nursing homes. I remember working in a nursing home, and it was like this. I don't want to say it was a doll, but kind of like a doll.
Okay.
And the doll, I don't know why the hell nobody ever chucked this damn doll, but it was like every room that this doll was in, somebody passed.
Oh man.
Like, and I,
Mm,
I guess I guess I never realized why they haven't threw the damn doll away, why they never did it. But it was I guess if people want to say it's a weird coincidence, maybe. But like I said, I'm one of the people that's like one time, okay, that's fine. But if it
right.
happens multiple times, something's wrong. So
It.
this
I mean, yeah, because it's weird. Because like, if somebody were to tell me that story, and I'm working in a nursing home, somebody
yeah.
tells me, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then it's like, do you want that doll in the same room you're working at? No, I'm good. Just I ain't trying to test it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Exactly.
respect it. The dog can sit right there. I'm gonna respect it. So, can humans be possessed? Can objects be possessed? I'm gonna go with yes on both. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to go with yes on this.
I don't know if you remember. This hit the news like man years ago. I want to say maybe 10 plus years ago,
Mm.
where somebody was selling a haunted box on eBay. You remember hearing anything about that?
I don't think so.
It was like a wooden chest, a wooden box, and they claimed it to be haunted, and they were selling it on eBay. And I want to say it sold for like 9 or 10 G's.
Who the hell wants a?
Oh. But I do know about spirit boxes. So spirit boxes, you put personal stuff in there, like when you were a kid. Like you would put just an example. This is not a recipe for somebody to do, but just things that you would find in there. Like a baby tooth of yours,
Okay.
like a lock of your hair, just so it's personal to you.
Yeah.
Maybe like a picture of something that means something to you when you were a kid. You would write letters and just hide it in there.
Right.
Just small little like personal keepsake stuff that's worth to you. Like it's not worth money, it's just worth to you. And
Right.
then you would pray to the box. And you would pray that box to kind of give you protection and watch over you and this and that. And you would keep that box and you'd only open it in private and go through the stuff in private. And that holds power. And if you were to lose your spirit box, it's almost like you're losing your sanity. You would
Hmm.
get lost. So life is hard, right? Everybody goes through hardships.
Yeah.
So if you ever feel like you're lost, that's when you go to your spirit box and you go through memory lane and just look to yourself. So I don't know. If you think about it, it's kind of like a scrapbook, right?
Right. Yeah.
Grandmas used to scrapbook. That's
Hmm.
pretty much what it is. So spirit boxes, I've seen a couple in my life. I would never touch one. I've never had one. I don't want one. But people that have them, they honor that thing like crazy.
Right.
So if you sell a spirit box, and I've heard so many stories, but I don't know if it's true, but I've heard people that have like passed away or have moved out of emergency
Yeah.
and they sell their house and everything in it, and people have bought spirit boxes from garage sales or estate sales, not knowing what it is. They're just, oh, it's just a cool looking box,
Right.
and then shit hits the fan. So you are not supposed to open somebody's spirit box.
Yeah. I don't know about spirit boxes, but that's a huge pass for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love boxes. Like I love Foot Locker chests and trunks and all
Yeah.
that. I do magic. So if you guys don't know, I do a lot of magic tricks, magic shows and stuff like that. And I take all my stuff in a big chest. So I'm constantly looking for boxes and chests. But when I see something small, maybe like a 12 by 12 box, I'm like, I ain't touching that. Nope, I ain't getting it. Sorry. So yeah, I do believe things can be haunted, especially jewelry. Okay, you ever find jewelry on the street? You pawn it or you leave it alone. Don't touch that thing.
I don't even wear jewelry, so I have no use for it.
There you go. There you go. So the next question. This one's kind of fun because okay, here we go. I'll save my comments.
All right.
Do vampires and werewolves exist, or is it just fairy tale? Is it just like, I don't know if I'm going to use this word correctly. Is it just innuendo, or is it just like, is this a stranger danger kind of a tale where they don't want you to really trust the person or whatever, like be on your P's and Q's? Or do you believe that there might be some truth within werewolves and vampires?
No, I think people think they are. Like I do know. I won't say I knew a girl that knew a family that thought they were vampires, but in actuality, I think she was just like I don't know if I can say this without sounding bad, but I think she just liked to get flipped by the family, and they just claimed to be vampires, and that was their ritual. So,
So almost like they were too infatuated with the lifestyle.
yeah.
Wow.
uh, but
They
no,
call her spatula.
yeah,
Holy cow.
yeah. So.
So so you don't believe in vampires whatsoever?
I don't believe in vampires whatsoever. No, I really don't believe in. I believe in vampires before I believe in a werewolf, but I don't believe in vampires or werewolves. No.
Okay. So lately, as in maybe the last 5 years, there's been a term or a word that's been out a lot in social media. But again, it's social media. We don't know, right?
Hmm.
And the term is skinwalker.
Yeah.
And a skinwalker is pretty much something that morphs from
Hmm.
whatever to a person.
Yeah.
Technically, that's what a werewolf is, right? I mean, it's a
Tech.
person into a dog or
Yeah.
whatever, a wolf, and then back. I used to live in Idaho, and when I found out about this place, I wanted to go so bad, and my wife was like, "You ain't going near that place." He's like, "I am not gonna have to call your grandma if something goes down." But I didn't live too far from Skinwalker Ranch. That's in Utah,
Mm.
and allegedly this whole ranch is like portal, and you'll see stuff go in and out, and it's weird and it's random, and I'm just like, I just want to see it. Like I could go
Yeah.
and see nothing, and I'm sure my imagination will just fuck with me, and I'm like,
That's
"Yep, I saw this. I said,
right.
yep." And he turned into Big Bird. Like you should have seen this. So, anyway, I wanted to go so bad, but to me, it's almost like a wolf. I don't believe it. Um, it could be maybe a wolf-like creature,
Hmm.
something like Bigfootish,
Right.
or
Yeah.
maybe a bear.
Hmm.
I do believe the real monster walking on this earth are bears. I think grizzly bears are monsters. All they do is kill. That's it. That's all they do is kill. They don't want berries. They don't want fruit. They want meat. They are mom. You ever seen a shaved bear? You ever seen a hairless bear? That's a wolf, homie. That thing is But vampires, I I want to say I believe in them, but not in the same way as like blood sucking vampires. Um, I've seen or heard. I don't want to say I've seen. I've heard the term energy vampires, and I want to say maybe I've witnessed something like this, um, where somebody would see someone else that's very energetic, very happy-go-lucky, and they'll talk to the person, and after the conversation, the person is drained. Like the person is just like you can tell they just want to fall out. They just want to go to sleep. They're tired. They must have just got to the party and all of a sudden I'm gonna go home. I don't feel too good. They just bounce.
Right.
Um, seen that. I've witnessed something similar. Um, again, I do magic and I've gone to magic conventions and I know it sounds nerdy, whatever. Gone to magic conventions, and I've talked to other magicians, and the ones that are really close to that I trust. I'll ask them, hey, do you think this thing that this person did, do you think they really did it? Like it's not an illusion, it's not a trick, it's not a gaff. Like they legitimately bent the penny that was in my hand, or did they do a switch when I didn't notice? Did they really know the name I was thinking of? Because there's so many ways to do a certain trick.
Right.
And this one thing happened to me one time. This girl is not a magician. And it was something simple and it blew my mind. And she didn't get it right one time. She got it right 10 times in a row, to the point where she was telling me I gotta stop. Like she told me she gotta stop. And it's simple. It was, think of a number between 1 and 5, and I'm gonna guess the number.
Right.
So let's just say I thought of 4. Boom, she got it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I'm like, okay, let me look at my mannerisms. Let me analyze myself. Did I blink at a certain time? Did I look away? Did I look up to the right, up to the left? There's
Right.
things called, at the eye test where you can tell when people are lying or whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. She does it again. Boom, she gets my number right. So I analyze myself. I'm like, what did I do? Did I change my breathing? Did I look at her weird? She gets it again the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. By the fifth time, I went from such like total excitement to like, what the fuck is going on? Like this is
Right.
weird. Like, this is not a trick. Like she's doing this for real. And she got it the sixth time, the seventh time, the eighth time. At the eighth time, I was exhausted.
Mm.
But my mind was like drained, but I wanted to know how this was done.
Right.
So I wanted to show her a trick that I knew was going to blow her mind and then show her the secret. So she would in turn feel obligated to show me hers, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I show her a trick, and bro, I couldn't even do the trick. Like I
Mm.
couldn't fan the cards out to make her pick. Like I was so tired.
Wow.
It's like, what the fuck? And it's a house party. Like my whole family's around me. It's just a house
Right.
party. How my family gets down.
I do.
And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, just do it again. She does it for the ninth time. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now I'm mad. And I'm like, one more time. She does it the 10th time. And then she's like, I have to stop. I can't do it anymore. And that tripped me out even more. What you mean you have to stop? Like what? So I kind of feel like she was that kind of energy vampire, energy sucker, I guess, whatever you
Right.
want to call it. So do I believe in vampires? Yeah. I don't know about the whole blood thing. Um, I think if they're really doing that, they're hiding it very well. Because it's not like, hey, we got another John Doe with,
Right.
2 things on his neck. But then again, there's all this conspiracy about missing children. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's a whole other topic. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I do believe in like energy drainers or energy bloodsuckers. I like Mortal Kombat. So Shang Tsung, when he pulls the energy out of you, that kind of a thing. I kind of believe in that.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the next one. This one's interesting as well. So tarot cards.
Mm.
So do you think tarot cards can predict the future?
I've never had tarot cards read. Um, quick story. So my ex-girlfriend, she went to have tarot cards read, and she came back and she was like, "Yeah." So she told me that we're not going to be together forever. And I was like, "Fuck! You could have gave me the $100. I would have told you that myself. We're
A
not going to be
hundred
together,
dollars, damn.
bro." Yeah, I was like, I'm like, that's an easy prediction. I can tell you that right now. We're not.
Oh my
but,
goodness.
but so I don't really know. I know people that I know people that do it. I've never had one red because I kind of just don't want to know stuff. I kind of just want to what happens type person. So uh, I've talked to people that had them red. Some seem like it'd be real. Some seem very sketchy. Uh, so I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Maybe one day I will have it red just for the hell of it. Like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it just to see. But right now, I think it still freaks me out a little bit. So I'm going to say on a fear base, I'm more 70-30 that they are kind of true, but I don't know.
So I don't know if you know, I do magic. I mentioned that like 5 times. I know. So I know a bunch of magicians that do tarot for entertainment.
Uh,
They won't. Well, they will. They'll flat out tell the person that's hiring them, like, look, this isn't real. This is just entertainment,
mm,
but I make it seem as real as possible. And they don't try to trick you or anything. The guy
right.
will literally tell you, yeah, come on down. I'll read your cards for you. This is all fun and games. Don't take it to heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're magicians. We know how to manipulate the cards.
Right.
You see me do magic.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell people all the time, look at these cards. They're all different. Pick a card. If it's the two of clubs, you lose. They pick the two of clubs, like every time. We can manipulate the cards. We can make them say what we want them to say.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, and I've had my cards read a few times. So
Okay.
um, the first time I had my cards read, this guy was a complete fraud.
Mm.
I mean, complete. And that's when I was young. I think I had just turned 18 or 18 to 19. This guy was a complete fraud. So the way the tarot starts is they have to tell you about your past first. They tell you about your past so that you can stay and pay for the present and future, right?
Right.
So the guy looked at me. I'll never forget this. It was at my sister's house upstairs in the apartment upstairs.
Mm.
And he's dribbling the cards. I'm watching him. I'm like, okay, is he keeping a stack on the top, a stack on the bottom? I'm just watching him, whatever. And no, he's legitimately shuffling, doing all this. My sister didn't tell him that I know magic.
Mm.
So he knows nothing about my whole background on that.
Right.
All he knows is that I graduated high school and I'm still living in my mom's house in the basement. Right?
Right.
That's all he knows. So yeah, I had to be like 18 going right into 19. Anyway, I go up there and he's shuffling and looking at me, like analyzing me, like seeing what I'm wearing, looking me up and down, whatever. Then he takes the cards and he divides it into three because it's past, present, future.
Right.
And he starts flipping the cards. And when he's flipping them, I know what the cards mean. He doesn't know that I know what the cards mean.
Right.
He's coming up with his own narrative. Like he's like, oh, so looks like you're showing me here you're a young guy. Oh shit, fucker! I just graduated high school. Um, wow, you party a lot. Like you stay out super late. In the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, motherfucker, I'm not your typical 18, 19-year-old. I live in Milwaukee. I ain't coming home 4 in the morning like this, you know. So I just let him. I just let him go. He's just talking, and he goes, "You have a child on the way." It's like, oh, fuck, I don't. Flipping cards. Um, you're heavy in the gang life. I'm like, no, homie, I ain't got no tats on me, nothing. Just because I'm wearing yellow and black at the time don't mean anything. Flipping the cards, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, okay, all right. He's telling me the story, and then he goes, "I'm going to tell you about your present." that's going to lead into the future. And he starts flipping. He goes, if you don't change your life right now for the better, you need to stop doing drugs. You need to stop selling drugs. And you need to be a better man. And I'm like, motherfucker, I work at Family Dollar. You think I'm actually selling drugs? I don't make enough money to buy drugs. What is you talking about? And he starts talking about the future and all this and that. And as soon as he's done, I look at my sister because she's cooking, but she's kind of like hearing.
Yeah.
I look at my sister and I'm like, I just shake my head. I was like, I don't want to say anything because I don't know. Even though I know this guy's a fraud at telling cards,
Yeah.
he could still know a thing or two about a spell or a curse
Right,
or
yeah.
whatever. So I kind of got to watch my P's and Q's. So my sister's making a plate. I'm thinking the plate's for me. I didn't ask for food. I'm thinking the plate's for me. She makes a plate and then she hands it over to the guy. And then she asks the guy, she goes, are you done? And she goes, yeah. And then she gives him $50. And that pissed me off. I'm like, first of all, no. I took the 50 and I put it right back in her pocket. I was like, no, you ain't giving him no money. This guy is a fraud. This guy is a fake. I don't ever want to see him. I know this is your house, like your apartment, but I don't ever want to see this guy ever again.
Right.
And the guy was like, what do you mean I'm a fake? It's the cards. It's the cards, blah, blah, blah. And I turned and I said, you don't even know how to read these cards. Do you know what that card means? That card means this, and that. Matter of fact, let me shuffle. Let me tell you about your shit. Oh, man. He just threw a fit. He's like, no, I didn't come here for this to be disrespected, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you read the cards, right? You should have seen this shit coming. So I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm thinking, I think I know everything, right? So I'm like, oh, this tarot shit is all bullshit, whatever. So a couple years go by. I get my cards read again just for shits and giggles. I'm like, whatever. Let me see what this guy has to say, right? And he's reading my cards and he tells me about my past and he's nailing it. I mean, nailing it. I told him nothing about me. He's mentioning names. He's mentioning locations. Like, you know, I moved a lot. Like, he's mentioning everything. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, this is before Facebook was a thing. Like, I'm just trying to run everything through my mind. Like, how is he getting this? How is he getting this? And he tells me about my present. And then he says, have 3 questions. Tell me what your 3 questions are. You know, I don't remember what they were. I think it was something stupid like, you know, will I be successful? Will I meet the woman of my dreams? Will I have children? It was something to that effect. And he's reading it. And he tells me which way to go. Like he guides me through the reading. You need to do this. You need to do that. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go home and I call my magic mentor and I'm like, hey, this happened. Can you explain this? And the guy goes, yeah, you got your cards read. Like he did it legitimately. However, he's a charlatan. He is a little bit of a fake. So what happens is when they nail your past, that's the, if you want to call it the spirits, but they're really demons. That's the demons telling him the narrative. That's the demons working through him about your past. And that's what hooks you. So now you've got these demons attacking you, telling him your past so that he can affect your present and then guide you through the wrong way into your future. And he tells me flat out, he's like, nobody knows the future. Only one person knows, and that's God. Ain't no pack of cards gonna tell you anything about your future. However, if you follow what he says, it's gonna turn out the way he says because he's guiding you that way. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, bro, he hit everything. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just like, is my shit on Netflix? Like, is this the Truman Show? Like, what the heck's going on? So you just gotta be super careful.
Yeah.
If the guy starts telling you about your past and he's wrong, even on one thing, bounce, wasting your time. And if he's right on everything, I wouldn't follow it because it's not good. It's nothing good. Tarot cards aren't good. I use them, but I use them for entertainment purposes.
Right.
It's literally I'm being hired for a party, and I make it crystal clear. Hey, this isn't to heart. It's just entertainment. I'm gonna make this seem as real as possible.
Right.
And people enjoy. And people at the end, they're just like, "Oh my gosh, no, you're real. You're real." And I'm like, "I'm real fake. Okay, this is all entertainment." So you just got to be careful, man.
Yeah.
I don't recommend anybody to get their cards read. I just don't. And I tell the people that when I get hired, I'm like, I don't recommend you doing this, but it's all entertainment. Don't take it to heart.
Mm.
So, and no spirits are talking through me and all that. No, it's all lovey-dovey. I typically get a couple. It's a young couple that comes up, and I make it seem like they're in love and da 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 da. And oh, he's such a gentleman. And, oh, she's such a sweetheart. And oh, you guys are gonna live long life together. Whatever they want to hear, you know.
I
So
can do that. I'll switch it. You know he's cheating on you with your sister, right? That'll be my thing.
it's nuts. People people believe in it hardcore, man. Like
I know. I know somebody that does, and I'm like, you're nuts. You're nuts.
again, if they tell you about your past and they're real, that's demon work. That's bad shit. Because the demons know your past.
Right.
The demons don't know what your future lies. There's no way. They can't know that, but they'll know your past. They might know what's going on now, but they cannot affect your future unless you let them affect it.
Right.
So tarot cards, I don't recommend doing it, bro. But moving on. We've got, can magic spells or incantations influence real world events? So pretty much, I mean, is witchcraft real? What you think?
I'm gonna say no as far as affecting world events and things like that. Uh yeah, I can't really see that really happening per se. Uh as far as like, are we talking about like curses on people and things like that of that nature?
However you see fit. I mean, if a curse is real, why can't a politician do it? Why can't a general in a war do it? Why they're human just like us.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to a hard no just because I don't see that happening in the long
Remember
run.
the movie The Devil's Advocate?
Yep.
Remember that scene where the judge gets sick and he can't talk?
Yeah.
Did you know that's based on a real trial that happened?
No.
Yeah, that part is based on a real trial that happened, and a real curse was put on the judge.
See, I don't. I'm one of those people that kind of feel like you somebody say something and then it just goes in your mind and then you just kind of it just plays back and forth and you just react to it that way type thing. It's kind of like you make your own curse to yourself because you believe in it and now it's all stuck in your head. So now it's happening type thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not happening, but it's happening. So I guess in a way, yes, but in naturality, I'm gonna say no.
So it this kind of ties back to our first question, like, can things or humans be possessed?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they can be cursed. It's a curse put on them. I've witnessed that. I've seen somebody curse, somebody that's near dear to my heart cursed.
Mm.
So I know it's real.
All right.
1,000,000% believe in it. However, when it comes to politicians or people in the military doing it, that's kind of harder to believe But then again, you've got celebrities that are doing it. You've got athletes that are doing it. The cartel, their biggest thing is Santa Muerte, which is the skeleton Grim Reaper looking person that they pray to and everything. They're doing spells all the time. They're asking for help. They're idolizing this thing. Instead of going to God, they're going to this thing. So I don't know. I kind of see there has to be something's going to break at one point where they're going to say, yes, we use this to maneuver this, group of soldiers from one place to the other because of this. I've heard rumors of like people using psychics to dictate, where's this lost person, or is this person dead, or can we find so and so? It's all got to be a part of a spell or an incantation. You've got to pull from something.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of, I don't know. I think it kind of goes hand in hand with our first question. Can humans or things be possessed? Because a spell is a possession, right? It's something evil or something bad on it.
True, but I mean, I guess I look at it as like for that thing that happened with me, there was nobody that put like anything on me. It just felt like something just, or that I know of, I'll say, it just felt like something just jumped inside of me, and another switch went on. You know what I mean?
Mm.
As far as like somebody like you're hexed for so and so and yada yada. I just don't know. It's kind of, I guess it's like a, feels like a mind manipulation to me type thing. You know what I mean? Like somebody put something in your head, now you feel like, oh my God, I lost $20. This must be what that person did to me. Type, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I mean, I'm not saying it can't be real. I'm just saying I've never personally seen something like that happen. So I
Gotcha.
would say, yeah.
So what about haunted houses? Not like where you pay to go in, but like a legit haunted house or a haunted location. Do you believe that they could be roaming with ghosts just all over the place?
Yes. There's a place where I live now. Uh, and it's actually like a few blocks away from me. It's a hotel. Yeah. It's a
For
hotel.
real?
Yeah, yeah, for real. I love the hotel too. It's nice. Um, but it's creepy as shit. Like it's a
Yeah.
creepy ass hotel. And there's a like on the side, there's a like another building, and the building is vacant. And I was with somebody, and she was like, I'm getting bad vibes here. I'm getting real bad vibes here. And she's like, did somebody die here? Like, I don't fucking know. I just moved here. I have no idea. Like, I don't know the history. Uh, comes to find out that this is one of the most haunted places here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's like they have this book where like haunted places in Wisconsin,
Oh
and
my
it's,
God.
yeah, it's like
You stayed at this hotel?
I love this hotel. And I live close by it, so
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So have you experienced anything?
I have not. Like when you go there, you do get a certain like something's not totally right here type of thing, you know. But I've never seen like a person
Right.
at that particular place. Uh, so I mean, so yeah, I guess I do believe in haunted houses and things of that nature. I don't know about like when they show it on TV and they go to like certain like broke down jails and you hear people talking and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining,
it
right?
is.
It's entertaining. However, I think all that TV shit is just what it is and shit.
Yeah.
It's just ratings. It's almost like the Finding Bigfoot. They're like on season
Yeah.
8. I'm like, they haven't found this fucker yet. Like, what? Like, it's just like, come on, man. There's only so many. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I got scratches. Look, 3 scratches right here. You know, oh, I'm having a panic attack. I can't breathe. Bro, come on.
Right. Yeah, stop.
Yeah, like something's got to give. You need to be like floating up in the air or start talking in tongues or some weird shit. But it's the same as creepy as just you don't see nothing because it's pitch black.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, who's down there? Oh, did the batteries die on the walkie-talkie? We got new batteries. Come on, man. The well, what is that thing called? The EVP machine.
Mm-hmm.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of want to try it, but then it's like, what if I do hear something? Then what? Like,
Yeah.
what do you do? Ain't nobody gonna believe you.
Yeah.
And then what? You got this communication, but you can't do nothing with it. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of weird. But man, this has been a crazy episode. I kind of like this. We got some personal experiences out there. We definitely want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys have personal experiences as well? Leave a comment. Please give a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. It helps the channel out tremendously. We're getting lots of love on this channel, so we want that to grow and to continue. If you want to hit us up personally, if you have a question, reach out to us at thejktheory@gmail.com. And until next time, keep it spooky. It's October. We love to get the thrills and chills out there. I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. Till next time, peace.
Peace.